welcome sound of the bell. 49 minutes and 25 seconds of racing so far for Mathieu van der Poel. We'd expect Wout van Aert to just come back a touch here on the final lap here. He's Mathieu van der Poel. He'll know he's got a decent gap. Can he take his foot off the gas just a touch?
I mean, my timing says he's still a minute down, so I think Van der Poel can ease up a little bit. I don't think Wout can really ease up a lot because it's only 34 seconds down to Nieuwenhuis. So, yeah, and I don't think they really. I mean, for Van Aert, he's got nothing to lose, has he? It's the final race of the season. He might as well put everything in. He gets a rest, and he's got no more cross races. Whereas for Van der Poel, he's racing tomorrow. He would probably make sure that the problem with Van der Poel is if he drops his effort, he actually starts to make mistakes. So he does have to continuously race at a high pace, but it is controlled because he's not having to make extra efforts to try and drop somebody or to try and attack somebody. But he does genuinely, he's not able to do the same things if he slows down a little bit.
That's absolutely bonkers, isn't it? That he can ride at warp speed or nothing in these sort of conditions.
Yeah, because he's just not used to it. He's not used to performing that skill at a lower speed. So, and so he just make mistakes and things because he's, you know, you put a foot out and your brain says, oh, you need to put a foot out here or you need to lean at this point. But if you're not going the same speed, you lean early or you lean late, and then it makes up. It's just a mistake. And so, yeah, he genuinely can't ride slower than his minimum.
Wout van Aert remounts. It's 1 minute and 5 now is the gap from Mathieu van der Poel to Wout van Aert. 1:39 to Joris Nieuwenhuis. 1:45 is the gap back to Joran Vistura. Let's have a replay. You can see there, look at that, just manage it. But again, it's the balance. It's such an incredible shot there of Wout just trying to counterbalance his body weight, and then how swiftly someone of this caliber can dismount on what is a really big off-camber.
Yeah, and then not slide out because your feet land in the wrong place. Yeah, it's really, really incredible skills. And the balance of these guys is insane. They're using momentum. In cross, if you have momentum, you can get through things. You know, when you start to get in trouble in a tricky section, if you can put more power down, you can quite... Actually, it doesn't work for downhills, that's different. But, you know, going uphill or right in a straight line, if you can just lay down a bit more power, then you're able to push yourself away from it. And so if you rolled a wheel down the road, when it loses momentum, it wobbles and falls over. And so these guys maintain momentum the whole time because that helps them with their skills.
Does. Let's just run you through who is where on our final lap. The battle for third place is 3 seconds between Joris Nieuwenhuis and Joran Visura. 7 seconds. My apologies. There's 7 seconds now between Nieuwenhuis and Visura in that battle for the third spot on the podium. The gap is still 1 minute and 9 between Van der Poel and Van Aert. Then we have Lars van der Haar is in 5th at 2 minutes and 6. Toon Aerts and Michael van Turenhout 3 seconds pretty much together for them. Laurens Sweat, Emil Verstringer and Kevin Kuhn is our top 10. Mace Hendrickson 11th. Thomas Mean and Cam Mason are still 12th and 13th. This whole top 20 here is swinging around backwards and forwards constantly, section to section here in Maasmechelen. Victor van der Putte having a great day out in 14th. And then we've got Felipe Orts in 15th for Spain and Ridley Racing. Marcel Meissen, German champion, 16th. Jens Adams, Elias is now up to 18th. Nico Boros, 19th. And Clement Vontarini is in 20th.
Yeah, it's brilliant riding again by the British riders, Main and Mason. Good to see them up really close to that top 10. In conditions that do suit British riders as well. Again, the Levine World Championships next weekend should really suit their... It should be muddy. It's not... I don't think it's supposed to freeze between now and then, so it will be like muddy and slidey, a bit like this. It's very much like the Besançon World Cup that we watched. So, yeah, I think for the Brits it's good to see that. You take away Van Aert, and I think you'll have a fantastic battle after Van der Poel for those second and third spots at the World Championships in the elite race.
But we've got to go into it as we always said, this is cyclocross, and it is very, very hard to look beyond this man taking the title. But, you know, anything can happen on championship day.
Yeah, we wouldn't want someone to lose the World Championships because of an incident or because of a mechanical problem or something like that. But at the same time, if it's, I just can't see anything physical holding him back, really. But yeah, like you say, anything can happen. But equally, we want the best world champion, don't we? And Van der Poel is that man right now. He's the best cross rider in the world. So even though he doesn't race every single week, and we'd love him to race every single week, he is still representing our sport in the very best way.
He is world gravel champion as well. Mathieu van der Poel, I was commentating that one back last summer when he took that title. World cyclocross champion. He's, of course, been world road race champion. He's set out his stall saying he's hunting for the world mountain bike cross-country Olympic title and heading towards LA in search of a gold medal on the fat tyres as well. But as Helen Wyman said, he is the best cross rider in the world. And watch this. Look at that technique of Van der Poel up that section.
Yeah, he just has so much power and skill and moves the bike in the way that he wants to move it. He just does what he tells it to do. It's just really, really incredible to see. He does pick really nice lines as well. It's not like he's just riding every line and power gets him through. He is picking really good lines that he goes through too. As it looks like Wout's actually just switched to the opposite line to what he's been taking the entire race.
And that aerial shot there as well also gives you a good glimpse of the technique on the way down, the downhill run there for Wout van Aert. If you're just tuning in, it's lap 7 of 7. It's the final lap here in the penultimate round of the UCI Cyclocross World Cup here in Maasmechelen, and the final time this winter that we will see Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert together in the field. And Mathieu van der Poel unbeaten in his cyclocross season so far. He came in Zonhoven and took the win there. He followed it up in the Super Prestige, the Zilvermeer Cross in Mol. He then went to Havre and he took the win there on to Loenhout, where he broke his ribs. Oh, Wout van Aert, beautiful technique there by Wout van Aert, just to pause there, Helen, and skip that up as well. That was phenomenal.
That's just raw power, isn't it? That's just, he made it almost up, didn't quite have enough, but just dropped some more watts and made it over the top. That shows such a powerful rider that he is.
He is indeed. Mathieu van der Poel followed up that Loenhout win with a win in Besançon before he had to finally admit that those broken ribs were causing him an issue and having to take a break. But he is back here. And if there was a question mark about his form coming into today, that has been well and truly extinguished here. Mathieu van der Poel coming around the final corner for his 42nd career World Cup victory. He is the master. He is the greatest. He slams the receiver down on the phone. He takes the win. He could have dropped the mic yet again with that victory. Absolute perfection yet again from the world champion.
What an incredible performance, and not a single mistake. You know, we said he put a foot down when he didn't need to once in an entire race.
Honestly,
that's just incredible.
He's not far away. It is the final time we will see this man in the field this winter, but come back next winter. Well, we want more battles like this, and both Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert, it is cyclocross that made them, you would say, two of the greatest riders of their generation. And you can see the Visma Lease bike fans out on the left with the flags as Wout van Aert just drops in. He looked phenomenal today, and he has big power from Wout van Aert today. Early on in this one, we thought we might have been in for an epic battle, but for that crash for Wout van Aert. But powering back to take second place today, ends his winter with second behind his big rival Mathieu van der Poel.